Now we're going to talk about another runaway episode. Now this is not the second time. In fact, your daughter ran away a lot. She'd come back, go, run away, get back, run away from the time she was 14. But this is the second significant runaway episode because this is the second time she got up with some really bad boys. So after the Middle Easterns dump her out on your front porch, a couple of days she runs away again. And then a few weeks later you hear that she is with
a Mexican.
An illegal Mexican.
An illegal Mexican. She was always running from something, but she never realized what she was running to. And he wound up being a smuggler, and he smuggled to a juvenile judge in Georgia that was a real estate lawyer for a builder. And they were smuggling in children and all kind of things, and a 10-year-old became pregnant by a 29-year-old illegal immigrant. So by this time, my daughter was getting tired of being beat up because he had done beat her till her spleen ruptured. He had give her a nerve toxin, and she is a incomplete quadriplegic. It took her 12 years to learn to walk with prosthetics. And she has all kind of nerve problems. And when she started trying to talk and tell about the 10-year-old, well, the juvenile judge, all his family is in CPS, so they opened up a case on her. And this is the husband, that's the Mexican, and he is wanted for child rape, beating my daughter till her spleen ruptured, bit her all over, blacked her eyes, paralyzed her, and the judge says, no abuse noted. So they start trying to take her children. And then, all of a sudden, he stiffs her husband $100,000, so he grabs them and he runs to Mexico with them. He was bad about stealing her kids and running with them, knowing that she would come after her 2 children. She has 2 boys. Well, she finally got the first one away, the oldest one, and she got to San Diego and left him at a Catholic church with some nuns and went back in with her prosthetics and made a deal and got the youngest son out and got to San Diego, where she asked CPS for help. And she needed CPS and APS because she needed adult protective services. She was running from Mexican mafia, very bad big boys.
So you say your daughter needs APS. So that means your daughter's special needs. Okay, so let's elaborate on what those special needs are.
Well, the special needs are that she has post-traumatic stress from being beat, drugged, tried to be murdered, poisoned, and the oldest boy had been abused, so they needed help. But instead of helping, they take her boys, put them in a diagnostic center, start drugging them up because they're telling the same story, and throw my daughter right into the streets of San Diego. And we have no family there. They're 3,000 miles away. So Niecy Brown, she calls me, and she wants me to come out there. And of course, they're fixing to do the biopsy on my...
Hold on a minute. Okay, let's back up. Okay, so why did San Diego take her kids? I mean, if she's asking for help and she's telling this. Okay, they did an investigation, right? And this Dan Camp, this real estate lawyer, who's a real estate lawyer and a juvenile judge, supposedly part-time, but he's the only judge in that county, which is all legal as all get out by itself. And so he had a conflict of interest being on the case in the beginning because her husband's supplying them with laborers. And the fact, just that alone, but the fact that they're smuggled in and they're illegal makes it even more of a conflict of interest. But he tells them, the investigators in San Diego, a different side of the story. In fact, he sends a decree, which is the court papers you read in the first part of this video that you're in, where it says that she was delusional about being born in the United States, nobody's mean to her, she ain't, you know, everything is a delusion. Okay, but there's documentation. In fact, he's wanted, right, on a website for child rape. And inside the court papers, it even acknowledges that the FBI acknowledged that he was a human smuggler and that your daughter was an informant against him trying to tell. But yet, because this judge sends a decree And we're going to get in details about who his family is, their relationship with the FBI, the camp, the same judge, later on. But he gives this all because this judge sends a decree saying they're delusional. San Diego declares they're delusional, right? Okay, well that's about enough we're going to have on this part. So we're going to continue for the rest.